Dolphins are both a blessing and a curse to the people of Kizimkazi. Hordes of tourists visit the village on the island of Zanzibar to swim and snorkel with them. But the increase in tourism is also a threat to the wild dolphins. There are sometimes 30 or even 40 boats pursuing and beleaguering them. The organization Impact Africa raises awareness and tries to protect the marine life.
Here off Tanzania's Zanzibar island, everyone is hoping to get up close to the dolphins. They regularly show up near Zanzibar, and they are a major tourist attraction. But as the number of tourists increase, the dolphin population is going down. Lisa Moland and her team of volunteers from African Impact Zanzibar are setting out to monitor the marine mammals.
The problem is it's not regulated by the government. So you can have anywhere up to 20 or 30 boats going out at one time, chasing a pod of maybe 3 or 4 dolphins. And it causes a lot of disturbance to them. So our goals here are to collect data and research the impact that the dolphin tourism has on the dolphin population.
African Impact is a volunteerism organization enabling visitors from abroad to volunteer and participate in activities that benefit local communities. This time, Lisa is with Andrew from England and Nika from Slovenia. It's the first time they've seen dolphins.
Oh, it was like unbelievable. I'd never seen anything like it before. Saw so many dolphins and they were so close to the boat the whole time. But at the same time, the reason we're here is to research the impact of the tourism and the amount of boats all surrounding the dolphins, and it's quite sad, but actually the dolphins are crazy.
When they head out on their rounds, Lisa and the volunteers don't only record the number of animals and tourists.
Basically, we are collecting data, how dolphins are acting, what are they doing, if, for example, how they interact with tourists, if they like it or not. If, for example, when the tourists are driving too close, if they change direction of swimming, that shows us that they do not enjoy the company of tourists, so and the tourists should change their behavior in order that the dolphins would feel comfortable around them.
Lisa's collected data are later transferred to Zanzibar's Ministry of Fisheries to help create policies and regulations for dolphin tourism. The organization also started instructing boat skippers on how to approach dolphins, like cruising slowly and parallel to the animals, and not coming too close. Idi Hamisi is one of the trained skippers. When dolphins get disturbed, I know what happens because I have been trained. I observe and inform my visitors. For example, if we see them beating their tails, it means they are already angry and they are leaving the place. When they dive underwater, they move away and head to a different direction depending on what had disturbed them. So far, 14 skippers have received training, but there are over 30 here. Most of them still get too close and drive the dolphins away. It will take time and effort to make locals and tourists more attuned to the needs of the animals. But through African Impact, the first steps have been taken.
From dolphins in the Indian Ocean to sturgeon waters. But maybe you haven't heard of sturgeon. This fish is known as a living fossil because it's remained virtually unchanged since the age of the dinosaurs. Polluted waters, dried out and dammed up rivers, and illegal fishing is critically endangering their existence. A German government-funded project is doing its bit to ensure the existence of this ancient fish family.
People in Germany are bringing back a living fossil. The sturgeon is one of the oldest fish species in the world. It's existed for 200 million years. But 40 years ago, the sturgeon population in Germany died out. One of the reasons was river pollution. Also, the fish need to migrate to feed and spawn. But newly built weirs and dams made their journey impossible. The project Wanderfish aims to return the sturgeon to German rivers. The first step is to breed fish under controlled conditions. Then they're released into rivers with the aid of school children. Once they're released, the sturgeon migrate to the sea. The hope is that the fish will return to reproduce in about 15 years. In the meantime, fish ladders will be built to help the fish swim past weirs and dams.
Do you like that? If you are also doing your bit, tell us about it. Visit our website or send us a tweet. Hashtag doing your bit. We share your stories.
Back to Africa. From the fish in the water to the sun in the sky. We meet an entrepreneur from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, who shows us yet again that renewable energy makes business sense.
You're right, Felicia. We're talking about Suleiman Yusuf, a self-described energy entrepreneur developing what he calls off-the-grid homes. He was involved in one of Nigeria's most impressive greenhousing projects. This innovative, eco-friendly architecture is attracting a growing followership amongst the middle class there.
This is Greenhouse, an apartment complex in the heart of Abuja. Everything here operates on renewable energy. Haruna Daniels and his family have lived here for 3 years now. The architect cares about the environment and says the green apartment has even made his life more comfortable.
Yeah, we've never had any blackout whatsoever. So I have my 2 kids, they're young. They've never experienced blackout before in their life. They've never. So it's a real good place to live in.
According to the World Bank, as many as half of all Nigerians live without access to electricity. The demand per day is estimated to be 41,000 megawatts, which is about 8 times more than what's currently available. One solution is to invest in off-grid systems like the Abuja Greenhouse. It offers 10 apartments, 40 rooms in all. The energy is provided by a combined system. It's mainly based on solar power, but at night, energy can be created through wind power.
This set of off-grid apartments, which has been running totally off the grid for the past 3 years, seem to be the first of its kind in Nigeria. The whole idea is to understudy, how the technology works and how you can apply the finances as well, so that we can replicate this to so many other real estates across the country that are in dire need of solar power solutions like this.
The company went into business nearly 10 years ago. It provides various renewable energy solutions and is now worth nearly $3 million.
Presently, we have a staff strength of about 55, staffs on board, and then we have quite a number of other contract staffs. We have a number of guys we've trained, and then we have them on standby, so whenever we have projects, we also call on them.
A team is driving to the outskirts of Abuja. This area has never been connected to the national grid.
We have millions of Nigerians who don't have any hope of seeing electricity or having light at all. So my dream is to ensure that on the long run, or on the very short run rather, that every household in Nigeria, whether in the rural areas or not, have access to electricity.
Residents in the village of Paduma have to rely on candles or kerosene lamps at night, which are neither healthy nor good for the environment. Now they're getting solar panels installed on their roofs, all for free. Blue Camel Energy provides the service as a way of giving back. Cattle herder Abubakar Muhammadu is delighted with his new solar lamp. He says it will help his children study in the evenings. And the best bit, it's easily rechargeable.
Installing this kind of a thing in our community is great for all the children and other members of the family too. We've never seen anything like this before.
The whole idea is to see how we can penetrate as much as possible into the rural areas and also give them a taste and a feel of these renewable energy solutions.
Back to the greenhouse in Abuja. Compared to the average Nigerian household, the Daniels' rent is fairly steep. But the eco-friendly and reliable power supply makes it worth it to them.